Welcome to Inside Lines, where the real is accepted and the fake is deflected. We're your hosts, Atoya Burleson.
And I am Tia Averill, and we're coming to you live and socially distanced from Super Bowl 55.
We are so excited to bring you some fun Super Bowl eats. So without further ado, let's get started.
So our first guest is Siggy Bennett. Siggy, who spent 8 years in the NFL, is host of the new cooking show, Signature Dish.
So Siggy, tell us about your signature dish.
Guys, thank you for having me. So today, some steak nachos. Everybody has been asking me for the recipe, so I brought it out just for you two. Awesome loaded steak nachos. They're delicious.
So Siggy, so you launched Signature Dish a few months ago. What was that like?
I did. We launched it, more than a few months. I guess it was like last April. It really started during the pandemic, during lockdown. It was just that time for me to stop procrastinating on some dreams that I needed to pursue. So it was a really great opportunity. I was home all day. I was cooking all day. So it was like, why not just film it while I'm in here anyway, right? So we kicked it off. I think our first episode aired maybe like last June. So it's been really good.
That's awesome. So tell us your favorite part of the creative process.
My favorite part, I love that I actually get to work with my husband. So I have a videographer, Chris. He's amazing. We go way back. But Marty is actually behind the camera as well. He directs and he helps edit and all of that stuff. Every episode, we kind of have a storytelling session where we kind of relate some like a theme, and so it's fun to like come up with those themes with Marty and him throw some questions at me and get me comfortable and get me really talking and into my zone.
And that's one thing I like about your videos in general is it's not like super rehearsed, like you're very natural. Like it's like if we were sitting in your kitchen with you and you're preparing us a meal, very conversational. And I also like that the recipes themselves are super simple. So for me, who cooking is not my strong suit by any means, and we've been telling you, Siggy, we're waiting for a cookbook, but the YouTube videos, the Instagram TV videos have been amazing.
Thank you, Tia. Thank you.
So you guys have been doing all this recording. You've watched it. You've critiqued yourself. Is there something that you want to share with others that they might want to know in the revision process? Like when you watch and you're like, oh no, I need to do this, or you got feedback and you're like, I should do this instead. Tell us about that.
I'm not a part of the editing. I just do my thing in the kitchen and I let the guys go get it done in the lab. So nice. I don't like to watch myself on film over and over again. So usually they bring it to me when it's like a one-day process. We shoot in the morning and then we kind of hang out all day long and get it done. Yeah. But I liked in the first couple of episodes getting feedback from a lot of the people that have been following me for a long time. And just, whether they wanted to see more breakfast recipes or they wanted it to be shot a certain way so that they could see more close-ups of the food versus just like head-on me speaking, whatever, like those little tips were good to take in from my audience and learn from those.
Oh, I guess, I was going to ask you what has like the reception been like, or what type of comments and stuff you've been receiving from your followers, but I definitely didn't think people would say, well, can you shoot this way? Like more of a producer, I guess. That's
after the very first episode, I think we were experimenting. The first couple of times it was like, all right, let's figure out how we're gonna do this, and then I think we found our rhythm, and people are really enjoying it. So, But like you said, I think the goal of the show was to make it like you're just hanging out with me in my kitchen, and we're having a audience is really enjoying that different take on a cooking show.
Oh, perfect. So it's to start a new project in general, it's very scary, right? So how did you just jump off the porch and get going?
I think, my husband is a doer. He's a doer. He's a maker. There's no excuses. If he thinks about it, he's going to figure out how he can do it. Uh-huh. So it's very intimidating sometimes being with somebody like that. Anything you can possibly mention and think of, Marty's like, okay, well, let's figure it out. And there's no excuse. So my personality is not like that at all. So like I said, it's been something I've thought about for a couple years. And I think Marty and I actually tried to film it like ourselves on an iPhone back in like 2019, I think. And like we got our feet wet. We were like, okay, we can do this. But like I said, in the pandemic, there was just like no better time than the present. We're cooking all day. Everyone's home all day. Everybody's looking for new ideas, new recipes. We're all, people are learning how to bake bread all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We really had to get creative in a pandemic. So I think this was like the perfect time for me to launch.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said like Marty's approach to new projects and stuff like that can be intimidating. I've experienced that with Cliff, and I think it's like an NFL thing because Nate's the same way too. You like give them
way.
Look, you give them one idea, and you of course are gonna overanalyze it, and you want to plan it out perfectly, and they already down the path making it happen. So
exactly.
That's good. Okay,
exactly. It's so true because I'm definitely that person that second guesses and is like, well, where do you start? Where do you start? It just seems like there's so much to do, but it's like, just you gotta jump in the water. So it's the best place to start. Just dive in.
Yes. Okay, so you said you prepared steak nachos. That's the new release. Let's hop into the second quarter.
All right.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Signature Dish. I'm your host, Siggy B. We are getting ready to head into Super Bowl week. I don't know, it's Super Bowl 50 something. I don't know. I'm not in it. My husband's not in it, but I done been in it before, bitch. Super Bowl winners. It's all trophies around here. That's all we know. Trophies. Anyway, I'm going to bring y'all a nice little Super Bowl Sunday dish. We are going to cook up some steak nachos. Y'all have been asking me for it. I'm delivering it. So let's get cooking good looking. All right, y'all, my Super Bowl steak nachos are as easy as running a hot route versus a Mike and Sam blitz in a 3-4 defense. Let's go. All you're going to need is 1.5 pounds of flank steak, kosher salt, garlic powder, cumin, ancho chili powder, smoked paprika, oregano, and some sesame. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta get your hands dirty like a real tight end gets his hands in the dirt, okay? And then we're gonna flip this thing, flip it, do it on the other side. Chips are gonna need some oil to fry in, so I'm just filling up with some vegetable oil. That's about enough. Iron skillet. I'm gonna turn it on about medium-high heat. Throw some vegetable oil in here. Let this oil heat up, and then we're gonna throw our flank steak on here to sear. Okay, we're gonna let that cook a couple minutes and flip it over. You can't have your nachos without your chips. So I've got my king size white corn tortillas here. I'm gonna cut these up into probably like thirds because I like our chips on the bigger side so they have all the space, all the real estate for all these awesome toppings. A pizza wheel makes this super easy, but you can just grab a knife. And I'm gonna do to the center. And that way. All right. Obviously, you can do these in force if you want. I just got a big ass husband who likes big ass food. So let's go fry these up. All right. So in a previous episode, I baked my chips, but sometimes I like to fry them. You guys feel free to do either, or you can refer back to my shrimp bowl recipe for the baking instructions, but this is easy too. You just throw them in, fry them, flip them, salt them, serve them. I think it's probably about medium now. I'm gonna take it off and let it rest while we make the rest of our chips. So we're gonna let the steak rest for about 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Let it continue cooking a little bit while we finish up our chips. Pepper jack. Monterey Jack, good old mild cheddar. All right. Got to get the cheese in a huddle. All right, we've got all our players ready to get in the game. We're going to dice this steak up, chop it up a little bit. We're going to build up our nachos, some beans, some steak, some cheese first, melt that shit, bring it back out, toppings, bam, you're ready. Game day. All right, y'all, we got our players in position. Let's go ahead and get them to the playing field. I'm gonna drop these in the oven at 350 for a 2-minute drill. That's how you make my Super Bowl champion chips. See what I did there? That was clever, right? Like, subscribe, comment down below. You guys know your recipe is down below as always. Thanks for tuning in. And good luck to everybody playing this weekend.
So can we talk about that presentation? My plates do not look like that, okay?
Listen, I have the most.
It's not that hard.
It's not. You did. Okay, so I give it to you. You did make that look a whole lot more simple than I would have thought. But my plates don't look like that, so you done elevated me already.
Yes, it's hard, especially when you have much kids. You just
Presentation matters, you know. You got to make everything look special.
It definitely did. It looked delicious, and I'm hungry. But I have a question for you because I've always wanted to know this. The word, the spice, cumin. Is it cumin or cumin?
Cumin.
Cumin. I've always wanted to know that.
And it is a very frequently used spice in my house. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Siggy. We appreciate you. I cannot wait to try your steak nachos.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for having me. I appreciate it.
Siggy, tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram at SiggyB, SIGGIB, and I'm also on YouTube at SiggyB, and it's Signature Dish with Siggy B.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Let's take a break for halftime presented by Bacardi.
Welcome back to our halftime sponsored by Bacardi. We have a mixologist in the house.
Yes.
Hello. My name's Mo. I'm actually the general manager at My Lie in Ybor, and I have one of my favorite cocktails I'm gonna make for you guys. So a long time ago, my boyfriend and I went to Puerto Rico, and this lady made the most amazing mojito I've ever had. And I begged her for the recipe, and she wouldn't give it to me. So unfortunately, I had to test it on myself multiple times, and I finally perfected this cocktail. So what we're gonna start with is Bacardi Superior.
Okay.
We're gonna do 2 ounces. So, you know, go a little bit more than that 1.5. Give to you.
All right. You said Bacardi Superior.
Bacardi Superior, yes. We are going to do 3/4 ounce of fresh, has to be fresh lime juice. So that's gonna be your 3/4 marker. There you go.
So we can't use that pre-squeeze that you find at the
none of that makes it taste completely different. And then we are using a coconut simple syrup as well. This you can use in rice. There's a lot of uses for this. Same thing, we're gonna use 3/4 ounces with this as well.
Okay, so you said you can use this in rice?
I use this in rice and a lot of different cooking recipes. So this has multi-functions. And then I like to say 2 vigorous shakes of mint bitters.
Okay.
I like that green color that it gives.
I did not expect
That
it
is
to come
pretty
out like
color.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, the coconut.
Yes, the cream of coconut.
So I'm gonna have to borrow yours because we don't put glass and ice.
Oh.
No. No. Because it could break off and then you guys would choke, and that wouldn't be good.
Yes.
So use all of the ice or just a little bit?
Yep. Just put all the ice and then just shake it.
Okay.
Make sure it's good and secure in there.
I feel like I should be on vacation somewhere.
There you go. And we're gonna
Yum.
use our Bacardi tea glasses
Oh,
for
these are
this.
so cute.
I like the color of this already.
These are nothing to be in a
Smack it?
burrito. I mean, like, smack it like you're mad at it.
Whole thing in there or take this
Yep,
part off?
take the whole thing in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I feel like my skin is a little long. I'm gonna take that piece off. It wouldn't fit. Mine
Yeah,
is
it's a
full. Look at
presentation.
mine.
So when you do a half of the soda, half of the Sprite, it really helps
Best
out.
of both worlds. Okay.
And then I take a fresh cut
Boom.
lime wheel.
Okay.
We have these really cute little Bacardi palm trees. Put that right on top.
Awesome.
And then same thing, take a little mint sprig and have it
This
sit
is
on
so
the outside.
cute.
Big presentation.
Presentation is everything. That one's a little shorty, but
Okay.
It does the
We'll
job.
We'll still
Like
make
I'm on
it.
and
vacation.
then that's how we make the Bacardi coconut mojito.
So good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh.
That is good.
Thanks for watching our Bacardi halftime mixer, and now we're heading into the third quarter. Welcome back. Our next guest is Sarah Love Style, who spent 10 years in the NFL and is now a social media coach and influencer, as well as CEO and founder of Belay & Bell Spice Company. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. So we're super excited to try out your new gourmet line. But first, so tell us what you'll be preparing for us today.
So I'm going to keep it really simple. I feel like on Super Bowl, it's hectic, family, kids running around. You just want to watch the game and relax. So I'm going to do a simple burger, but I'm also going to do wings as well. That's 2 ingredients, and you're going to be like, what the heck happened? Change your life.
That's awesome. Well, let's get going. Let's chat a little bit while you cook.
Okay,
So
let's do this.
let's talk about what we should watch for or do first.
All right, so first things first, safety first. That's what we're gonna go with first. So when I make my burgers, I'm a little extra. So I do a third ground beef, a third brisket, and a third of bacon.
Oh,
You know, impart some extra flavor right on in there. Nobody sees it coming. It's not dry because you've got the bacon. It's literally like exhilarating. It's just, let me just change your life today.
and you mix this all together?
Yes. And if you can help it, grind it yourself. But if you can't and you just go to the butcher
Oh.
or your like counter, they'll do it for you.
Oh, so you are like a real chef. Like you do all the steps.
Yes. So I've got my smokehouse rub from Belay & Bell, and I'm just going to be really liberal with it. It's smoky, spicy, a little bit of heat. The reason why I started this line is because I found that most spices I had to still dock it. Like, you know how you have to add like a little extra salt, a little extra sugar, some garlic powder. I hate doing that. So this eliminates all of that.
Okay, so I'm excited to try that because y'all know I'm still learning in the kitchen, right? And I will follow a recipe to the T, and it's still not right. So to your point, it's together.
So you can also put, whenever I make a burger, I'll add some like some ground onion, some ginger, some garlic, change it up, whatever makes you happy. If you don't like ginger, don't do it. And then in this pan, I've also got some butter and a little bit of oil. And I'm just gonna pop that right on in there. I'm gonna take this off. And because this is the magic of us filming early, we're gonna put a lid on that. So these, we're gonna swap this out. Whenever you're cooking a burger, it's literally 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Don't touch it. Don't move it. When you're on a grill, don't. If you like that smoky flavor and you can't be outside, because obviously we're in a snowstorm where I'm at in DC, put a little bit of liquid smoke. Child, and you're like,
Look, just a dab, because I done messed up quite a few recipes from fooling around with liquid smoke.
Really?
Yeah, and it's so potent. Like she said, a little dab. But
Yeah.
I did too much of a dab.
and guess what? I just realized I forgot some. Be everything.
Okay.
Bam. This is real life.
Real life. Wow.
So, so Sarah, I know that that you're also a social media coach, but how did you even get into the whole social media influencer world?
To be honest, I never thought I would do it. I thought I would hate it. And I thought it wasn't for me until I have an autistic son and my son is nonverbal. And I realized that with my husband's platform and with my son being nonverbal, I had the responsibility of speaking because I had a voice. And if I had something to say, I needed to put up or shut up. And I was so frustrated with what was going on with our son that I knew it was time, and I was scared. And at the time, I was actually angry, to be honest. And I was telling God, like, do something with this because I don't know what to do with it. And I don't know, there has to be a purpose and you don't make mistakes. I'm gonna need you to show me what that is because we're gonna fight God. So that was the conversation. And it was like a light bulb. The one thing you hate is gonna be your pathway to impacting other people, but also showing people that like it's okay, like it'll be okay.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, just in general with the community of NFL women. If a lot of us will keep things to ourselves and sometimes struggle internally or with your spouse, but the minute you start speaking to your friends and the rest of your community, there's like a sense of relief, right? Because you realize that it's not just you. So I imagine you going to social media, people reaching out to you, also sharing their stories was also very helpful and impactful for you.
Honestly, it was healing in a way that I did not anticipate. Because especially within our business, it's such a lonely journey anyway, like on its own.
Yeah.
It's a monster and it's a beast and it's this thing where you're just revolving and moving. And by talking about it, it ended up being healing for me because I found my community. I found my tribe. I found other women within our league who had children with special needs and nobody knew. We were in Pittsburgh 5 years and nobody knew. And again, to be honest, I struggled with postpartum. Like it was a struggle. But coming out of it on the other side has been such an amazing journey. If somebody would have told me 5 years ago that this is what I would be doing, not a chance.
That's what I really enjoy about your story. You know, you took all of those things and you made it into something great. And I know there's so many people watching, like when you first started, I think Nate was still playing when we first started following each other. And to see you evolve, I mean, literally evolve. I think you were doing working out. I think you were working out at the time when I first started watching you. And all of these just layers of you started coming out. You went into cooking more. You were showing different women how to make certain drinks, you know, that to help with detox. And you just kept evolving. And like now you're the social media coach. And I'm like, I can see why she is that because you literally showed us the steps to get there. And for the people that don't know, you know, I can definitely attest to that. Like I've seen your evolution, which has been amazing.
So speaking of
on the journey, right?
Yes.
Like take people on that journey. It's not perfect. It's not, you know, when I got on social media, I was still in my mid-20s. I'm 34 now. People connect with you because to see that perfection isn't necessarily, it's not that it's not attainable, it's just not necessary. Like
right.
You are enough and you are worthy as you are, and people connect with you on that journey because that's how life truly operates.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that you said that because as an NFL spouse, you sometimes feel the pressure to be perfect. And to your point, like life is not perfect. And so I'm going to give you a glimpse into my life and this journey so that you can see just that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this burger. I see you put some layers on. What do we got there?
I did. I've got some lettuce, tomato, cheese. This is my favorite. It's the blueberry chipotle. It's what I dip my burgers in. Yeah. So grab and this is.
What does blueberry chipotle taste like to you? Explain that.
It's got a kick from the chipotle, but there's actual real chipotles in it. There's real blueberries in it. Like this is, I really made, I'm snotty when it comes to food. I'm just gonna be honest. I love food and I only wanted to create sauces and spices that were different and unique. So the blueberry gives you a little bit of that sweetness. You can taste the blueberry while also giving you some heat, but it's not overpowering, if that makes sense.
Right.
So you don't feel like it's like overtaking your life.
Yeah, I like a little spice, but yeah, I definitely don't want to be looking for milk to drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our sauce on there. Should I smear it around a little bit?
I think I want to mix it a little bit with a
You're gonna
little
mix
blue
it?
magic.
What's
What you
okay?
think
Tell
about
us,
that? So
yeah, tell us about Blue Magic.
So Blue Magic is like the middle ground between the crack sauce and between the blueberry chipotle. So if you are someone you're not afraid of a little extra at the back of your, right there at your throat, that's the one you go for.
we go for the blue magic. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So then you said you're also going to do some wings.
Yes, I am. So I'll just move this over.
I'm going to take a bite here while you're preparing for wings here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might put you on that journey as well.
Probably should have got it.
So I know you recently launched the line. So I know what made you decide you want to start this line, but how is the production process going for you? Have you gotten any feedback? Like, what's that been like?
It is such a wild journey. So this has been probably 2 or 3 years in the making, but I wasn't sure anybody would care. And then I struggled with name. Like, what the heck do I call this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Belay is my dad's name. And so I thought of what's a way to pay homage to my dad in a way that creates legacy. It's also my youngest son, Jeremiah, it's his middle name. So what can I do that's long lasting? That's not about me, but I can build a brand around it. And there's a true story there. Like, I was born in a refugee camp in Sudan. I was not born in the States. My dad as a child used to tell me every time we saw a plane, like, one day we're going to America. Like, think about what that means as a 21, 22-year-old man in the middle of a refugee camp in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that dream even come from? Like, it's almost like the nerve of him to have this dream.
Right.
But that's why I operate the way that I do, is because, like, my parents are amazing. And so this is a way just for me to say thank you to my dad.
I love that. Okay, so let's get into the fourth quarter and talk about these wings. What do you got going there?
What's that?
What do you got going there? What is on the...
Oh, same thing. Keep it easy. Wash the chicken. I know that's a debate. We can fight about it later. But
listen, that's not a debate.
It's
you
not.
wash that chicken before you put it in that bowl.
Please wash the chicken.
And I have this weird thing with meat anyway. Like, I don't like to touch it. I like to eat it, but touching meat, I don't know, it freaks me out. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Food
back
gloves
when
are
when we were heavy meat eaters, I was like a no bone person. So everything had to be boneless. I could not do it.
You know what, though? This recipe works the same way. The great thing is, again, because it's a complete product, you don't have to add extra stuff to it at all. So it's just the wings. I dried them, and then I just seasoned them with the smokehouse rub. As you can hear, they're in the fryer. 10 minutes is all you need if you like them like just the regular way. If you like them extra crispy, you can do 12, 13 minutes, and then you'll be done.
Okay.
Now, are your spices and sauces, are they seafood friendly?
Yes, so there is a seafood seasoning. You can use it just as it is, but there is a recipe on my website on saralifestyle.com, and then it'll also be on belayandbellspiceco.com, where you could do a whole seafood boil with it.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's like, you ever been to like Hot and Juicy? What's the place in Vegas and LA? Like, it'll give you that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
So we got the wings coming out. I wish I could smell them. I'm like, outside in the room.
So you ready for Super Bowl? I like that jersey.
Hey, I stay ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
So did you have that made like that?
No. So funny story. Well, not funny at the time, but my husband almost fractured his elbow a few years ago. And this was the actual game day jersey. So they had to cut him out of it because they were afraid of moving his arm. And then I stole it because, like, look.
It's cute. And you always ready.
You gotta stay ready.
And literally,
Do you always steal your husband's clothes? Or is that just me?
all the time.
I creep over to that side of the closet from time to time.
T-shirts. My husband has the best hat collection. I obviously can't wear shoes, but he has the best hat. So I love to steal his hats, T-shirts. He has his own style. So I like to sneak a little bit of it.
I have an idea for you. You could do a TikTok or a reel with the different hats, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Have you seen that? And then do it with a different hat.
Yes.
Or you could do the one where it's the the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like the Wheel of Fortune sound, and then your hat could change. I think that would be so dope.
That would
Okay,
be.
so she hopped right into social media coaching.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about your, speaking of social media coaching, tell us about your 28-day reel challenge.
Hey. The best part about this challenge so far has been the community that we have built. Like there's so many, I thought it would be 10 people, to be honest. I did not think this many people would sign up, but there's these 3 different group chats. Everyone is encouraging one another, giving each other these ideas. It occurred because folks were saying, you know, I'm not growing. I don't know what to post. How do I post? I'm overwhelmed. It's giving me anxiety. It's stressing me out. And the reality is, when sometimes people do really well in high pressure situations. So when we decided that we were going to do the 28-day challenge, everybody's like, yeah. And then they realize they actually need to execute. And you can't give up, right? There's too many of us watching you, holding you accountable. So for 28 days, they are posting reels. It has to be up before midnight every single day for the entire month of February. And we're already seeing growth on them. There's one lady who, I think she's got maybe 800 followers. She had 8,000 views on her video yesterday.
Wow, that's incredible.
If you use the features, especially video, which is where Instagram is going, it's going to reward you for it. That's the best part.
That's that social media coaching you coming out. I love it.
I love
Okay,
it.
so tell us about these wings. What should we add? Which sauce should we add for the wings?
So I'm going with the crack sauce.
Is it hot?
Blueberry is good. Hot.
Hot? Is it hot?
It's sweet and spicy.
Love it. Okay.
Just a little bit of sweet. So I'm just gonna pour this over. It's like the most beautiful glaze. I mean, it's just, something about food is really sexy, so don't mind me. I'm like having a moment.
Now I like that little blue magic, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss some blue magic on this on these wings too.
Little blue.
And look, because I'm a little extra.
Is that ranch?
Ooh, you never can go wrong. You never can go wrong with
You can
ranch.
never fail with ranch.
Oh, never. I'm gonna give this a quick toss. And now I'm curious, what do y'all think?
That crack sauce is good. Yes.
Yep, it's official. That blue magic is my favorite. Yes. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much. Make sure you guys check Sarah out. Sarah, tell everybody where to find you.
So it's Sarah Lifestyle on all social media platforms. Blame Bell Spice Co. for the spices and for the sauces. Recipes are there. Fitness workouts are there. My story is there. Everything that you want to know. If you want coaching, it's there as well.
Congratulations to you, Sarah. It's been awesome watching you, and I look forward to more reels, more fun, and all the excitement you bring on social media.
And
Let's
thank
do
you.
it. Can I fit you with the reels?
Know it. Right.
Well, thank you guys for listening and watching our first episode of our Highlight Her series. Make sure you come back tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, for episode 2.
See you then. Holla.